we've been getting a lot of several people have been like, "Hey, I like what you guys are doing this week."
Nice.
And
Brandon, good feedback too.
Brandon was one of them, so we were kind of talking about it, and I was and therapy came up, and I was telling him like I have a very specific type, and like the psychological stuff behind it, and then we get to where we're going and go out there, and there's like exactly what I described.
You were like Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters, like pick your monster. Fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow. I didn't think of anything. Did you? This fucking crazy goth bitch just pops up. Oh.
Hello, welcome to the Unfiltered Mental Health Podcast. My name's Chris Paul.
I am John Armstrong.
This is I'm tired this week.
I'm tired too.
It's kind of not terribly late Saturday.
It's late for a man in his 40s. What is it? Almost 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on a Saturday because we both had shit going. Yeah. I rode my bike over here, dude. That's part of the reason I'm tired.
I got up really early to go to a golf course and make fun of golfers all day.
So how do
all morning.
These blue collar guys who like to golf, or are these hoity-toity people who are like, ew?
It's kind of a mix. It's like this. The event that we do is it's called Do Good by Jason or Do Good by Dan, and it's Dan
sounds like a porn.
is a guy that overdosed like 10 years ago or something.
Take that back.
So they've been doing this fundraiser every year for this guy's brother, and the last 3 years they decided they wanted comedians to heckle and roast the golfers coming through.
That's a good way to keep sensitive kind of down subject.
Yeah,
give it some levity.
I think it's doing it 3 years in a row. Like I feel like, and it's a lot of the same people. It's like, oh, what did we call you last year?
Yeah,
because they remember it. Like a couple of them were like, hey, you said I was this or this or that last year.
It's like those certain open mics where the exact same comics and audience come up, and you're just like,
yeah,
episode 7 of
yeah, well, and because it's like an event to them more, like, because we wrote 5,000 of the jokes last year. So I don't remember.
You're exaggerating, right?
In a year, at least a couple of hundred. Yeah, I'm exaggerating.
5,000.
I would say hundreds. Producer Shear, how many jokes do you write
per roast battle?
A roast battle, yeah.
At least 20.
To do 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, usually way more than
you
that.
start off and then you whittle it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. Because if you take the first thing that you wrote as like the best, you're not going to go anywhere. You really got to whittle it down and get all the evil out.
Write this down, America.
Some of us have
That's why
more
some
evil.
of my jokes are so hack.
More evil
First one I thought
to
of today. That's why my jokes are so hacky.
Well, that's not a debate, but like that's a style difference too. Like not hacky, but
no, I know. And honestly, I kind of do such stuff like that because rappers, I would hear them say that. Like Dr. Dre was big on that, and a lot of other people, Tupac, like they would just get in the studio and get all this shit, and then they would just
cut it, edit it down. Yeah.
Like even if these are like some of the best things, so. And then once you do, you have a
kill your darlings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the golf, it's a fun event, but it's after 3 years, I was like, maybe I'll let somebody else do it next year.
Last year you called me a cunt, not my mom.
Yeah, I don't. Some group came up to us and was like, "You called us off-brand Target employees last year because we had bread on." um, yeah, it was fun. I rode down with Brandon Petrie, another roast battle, the third ranked roast battler in the world right now. Brandon,
that smooth voice, handsome man.
Yeah. So
TV and a voice
the mental health aspect. So we've been getting a lot of like several people have been like, "Hey, I like what you guys are doing this week."
Nice.
And
Brandon, good feedback too.
Brandon was one of them. So we were kind of talking about it, and I was and therapy came up, and I was telling him like, of a very specific type and like the psychological stuff behind it. And then we get to where we're going and go out there and there's like exactly what I described.
You were like Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters, like pick your monster. Fucking Stay Puft Marshmallow. I didn't think of anything. Did you? This fucking crazy goth bitch just pops up. Oh. Dude, you should use those. I wish I could do that.
It was
to a T.
The longer we were there and like we're talking to people or this person.
You created her.
Yeah, Brandon would just look at me once in a while and be like, and then on the way back he's like I've never seen something like that in real time, like confirmed in real time.
Oprah was right. The law of attraction. You did it.
Because I was like, I don't even look for it. Like it just kind of happens, and then it always ends up the exact same way.
I think I do that in a way. The past few have been different, but at their core, it had that. But also, like, I don't want to speak too misogynistic here, but also there's an overall bitterness at the core of most women. So I don't know if it's like is a certain woman I'm attracting, or if just like I will every single woman I've ever talked to, once you get through a lot of those tree rings, it's just like there's a lot of contempt there.
I think this is in support of your comment. I am a very bitter person.
Yeah.
I think it's just
well, me too. So again, probably I'm a
water seeking its own level.
Yeah, God. Why can't I blame women for my problems?
Because you pick them.
Yeah. That was the other thing I've been reading. And no matter how bad she is to you, you have to remember everything in a relationship is your fault as a man.
As either person, like you pick you. That's been the weirdest revelation because I feel like it's almost like I'm being really negative towards but of being like I just keep picking these piece of shit. Like,
yeah, horrible fucking people who know how to be good in spurts. I don't know. I think part of it with me, I never had anybody horrible, but I think I was like I've turned some people kind of. Villainy. But I don't know. 3 of my main girlfriends I've had in my adult life were all long-term relationships. So I think part of what happened with that is just like, was just growing and getting older, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just a natural arc of life that would have happened.
I guess my big thing that I feel evens it out, and why I like, because I felt really bad about like my toxic shit that I do, and now I feel more like even about it because part of like going through my cycle was also recognizing like, oh, I was just part of their cycle too. Like we were both cogs in a fucked up machine of what we were both doing.
Patton Oswalt had this saying I love. He was like, let's cling together like wreckage in a storm. And that's what happens in a lot of those interactions. It's literally that, just all this chaos around you, and you
we were
attach to
both
something,
missing counter things from our parents or things that happened, and
that's one of the things from what I'm like self-diagnosing. I have to go to a doctor, you guys, but from some of the things I've been self-diagnosing about myself, a lot of it comes back to like mother wounds and stuff like that. But like, I got a good mom, so I'm like, is it something else, or maybe, you know what I mean? Like, I think some of it that I'm processing, I have seen, is I had a good mom, but she was a single mom, and like they say, like especially as a guy, if you watch your mom struggle in any way, growing up or go through any type of hardship, which I did watch that. I mean, she wasn't like vocal about it. She didn't, she didn't drink or smoke or anything like that, but just, financial stuff, trying to get through school, and but they say that imprints something on you, that when you go to seek partners in life, you seek these people that you not necessarily try to fix, but there's a project there.
Yeah. I think
not saying that anybody is
you're not gay if you missed your dad too, right? Because you're acting like that has nothing to do with it.
I did.
It could be both. Yeah. Just because
so weird.
Just because you date women doesn't mean it couldn't be like whatever your dad was up to couldn't be like. I mean, that's half of it.
I have so many revelations on the show. The fact that I never even thought of that to you.
Yeah, like was like
on my mom. I'm like, oh, well, that's
yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It's
maybe that's
anything that like affected your nervous system as far as like affection or like like both your parents are supposed to.
Yeah. A lot of shit that affected me though, like when they're saying, certain things that you do, is from childhood, and this nervousness and having to read a room and learning how to do that really fast, which, helps me as a comic. But that really happened not from inside the house, but from outside the house. Like growing up like in the hood in Cleveland in the 80s and the 90s, it was rough. And I was little, dude. I got bullied, used to get chased, and it was real stakes. Like I've been shot at. Like some of my friends got murdered. Like, you know what I mean? So this wasn't just, ooh, we're gonna get beat up. Like you can literally die. So I think I've got some type of like maybe PTSD or something from that, because that sizing up a room really quick, sizing people up really quick.
Yeah,
just
the hypervigilance.
Well, we were talking about on the last one how after a while I realized there's only so many different personalities in every room, whether they're rich, poor, black, white, young, old, but that came from just, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck? Hey, who you, like, all the time, dude? Just
okay, so I read another book this week. I've been reading books on the
fucking
these things every week.
Here, not even getting a personal fan pizza. He's doing it for the love of the game.
I'm so like we talked before about like every diet is like paleo, Atkins, everything. It all just comes down to like calories in and out.
Yeah.
All of the shadow work, like it's the same thing in therapy, and I like this one, internal family systems, where you treat your brain like you know how like you ever just be thinking
and be thinking, don't we?
No, you like, so my internal monologue, I've always been like, if I'm just talking to myself in my head, I'm like, why don't we do this? Let's do that.
Yeah.
And this is like kind of treating it like there's a whole committee in your head that all represent like a different emotion or a different.
You're talking to this one monolith Oz when it's really a bunch of
different parts. The book's called No Bad Parts, and it's called Parts Work, and you just separate different emotions and like examine why and like talk to it, and it's weird when you like meditate and do it because it'll talk back. And like, and it's it's just your
and put a link in the episode for the
there's like all kinds of videos on it. Internal family systems.
Really quick, do you remember a show in the 90s on Fox called Herman's Head?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is what all of psychology, it seems like, is based on, is like this idea of the Carl Jung thing, like the shadow, like these different entities, and it's really all just a metaphor for how you trick your brain into changing your neuroplasticity.
Yeah.
Because my big thing when I read that one and then matched it up like that, like, well, these are all kind of doing the same thing. It's all like dealing with like the trauma, like in IFS, the parts work thing. When you talk to these parts yourself, they tell you to ask them how old they are. And I did it, and one of them was like 27. And like the number just popped in my head. Like like we're talking, and I was like, "What happened to?" And I thought back to 27, and that was like a big year. And like you work backwards from there. It's really weird, dude. It's just, and it's really.
Do any of them take up more space than others? Like, is there like a big one?
Yeah, they have like it's categorized into like protectors, exiles, like the part that got hurt that you're like your other emotion is protecting, and like. It's crazy, but it sounds crazy, but it's very real. Like,
oh yeah,
the way that you can do that with your brain if you just are open to it.
Wow, dude. Wow, I'm very interested in that, but that's scary too, dude.
It freaked me out at first because I was like. When I got done with the book and like watched some more videos on it and stuff like that, like I watched actual sessions and stuff, and I was like, all right, I'll try it.
Yeah.
Like, but learning about it, I was like, that's crazy because like 4 years ago, before I read any of this, I had an acid trip where I met with a council of versions of myself in my head. And it's like it's the same shit. And then you look at like religion, and it's like, what do? You like go confess to a priest. Yeah. So you say these things out loud. Then you like think of God as like if you're like a hardcore Christian, you're talking to God in your head all the time. But
and even how some denominations compartmentalize as Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Yeah, and they literally rewire happiness just by believing this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing with your like internal psyche. Like it's like fucking weird how it, like they structured this. The guy that like, kind of started it and studied it and everything at one point was like, this is like almost one for one, like a religion. Like you can see it like the way that religion works in the brain.
Yeah.
These different therapy methods kind of work the same way, where it's like you're not asking someone else to forgive you, but you're looking at that part of yourself that did a bad thing and forgiving it.
Yeah. In my head, just like doing it now, I
because like
I see one person.
I was driving to.
There's other people in the room, but I see the one.
Oh yeah,
I already know who it is. Like,
it's weird because when you like I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff I had read about before that like I'm putting together with all of this now, and like one of like the dumb things, like the Joe Rogan-y things, is like I would watch. I used to watch a lot of those just philosophy videos and shit, like Stoicism and whatever.
Marcus Aurelius.
Stoicism, and most of that's like manosphere bullshit, or it's misunderstood that way.
Yeah.
But
no fap.
Well,
You don't jack off, you're a man.
one of the philosophy things was like, maybe it was a TED talk. I don't remember where I was listening to this, but it was like, when you like, where do your thoughts come from? Which is like, the most basic philosophy thing, but it's like the voice, the inner monologue in your head is coming from somewhere.
Like, where is that? Well,
and if you consciously track it, like I've been doing it all week, like I was driving today and I would think something and then I would go, oh no, like this, and then
you're learning to rein in.
And eventually I was like, that it is like, because like I wasn't actively thinking about it, and when I like noticed the thoughts, I was like, that is like a conversation. Like I'm having a fucking conversation of like pros and cons on whatever I'm thinking about.
I do that. Like I have an inner dialogue, but I just learned recently, because I used to like, fat shame myself and other stuff, or if I like, especially if I lose stuff, because I hate losing shit.
Yeah.
And so if I would lose my keys or lose money, like I would literally yell at myself and call myself stupid and shit like that. And I just learned that that's not healthy.
That it it wires your brain.
Don't call yourself names. Don't do this. I would do it because I didn't like the way it felt, and it made me not do that anymore because I hate feeling stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I can see how it become this negative feedback loop of, you know what I mean?
Anything you grew up with, and like one of the studies I was listening to today, they said they studied different people with CPTSD and kind of compared the thing, like people that were in like war-torn places, or like somebody that was just kind of neglected as a kid, like even in a suburb, or like a rich kid that was like not given the correct mix of emotional support and shit. The brain activity reacts like the same amount. Like it's
like when they do the brain scans of, fucking
it's like relative
tablet use and cocaine. It's just lighting it up.
Lighting
up the same spots.
Trauma is relative to your experience.
Yeah. Well, I remember hearing something like that. Like, I mean, it's one of those things but you don't know because you'll never think about it. But, your brain is, I mean, it doesn't know anything. It's like we're like our eyes are projecting this thing into our head, but our heads don't really know anything. Like, that whole Plato's cave, like where the Matrix thing comes from. It's like, everything you're seeing is already kind of a copy of a copy. So that's why it's so easy to trick your brain, because it only knows what you're giving it. So you could be giving it fake shit and not know it. And then this false narrative or false reality is in here. But your brain doesn't know because
it's crazy how much it's just about what you believe.
Yeah. Well, I was listening to this thing today. This girl was talking about that, and she was like, you'd be surprised from a starting point of trying to change your life and get better, but how just telling yourself you're safe every day.
I feel like such an asshole just learning about my brain and like this. It's like,
Chris,
why?
Every week, America
how is that not
like...
It's like, why is that not the first thing we teach people?
Well, all of this, I mean,
it's crazy, like how, like,
so many of the problems going on in the world. I mean, I was just joking around with somebody about that. With like, I mean, that's why people get so grossed out by sex, and you're gonna be teaching that in school. But if people had a knowledge about sexuality and things like that, I mean, at least half of the deviancy going on in Washington now is because a bunch of people can't outwardly be who they want to be, and then they repress it so much that they end up hurting their own people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's like there's also like, even with whatever you're growing up with, however ideal or not ideal it is, there's also all this like external stress in life that's just
like, even given the best circumstances, you're still going to live life, and you're going to come up against some situations that are hard to navigate. And especially with a subject like sex, I mean, printed on with a lot of that early sex shit.
I mean, at a point you do, if somebody's like brain is really broken, we gotta remove them from people, but
On a side note, so I haven't been watching porn, but then I have been watching a little porn here and there, and I got just because I was just I broke, man. I needed some dopamine, and so my algorithm instantly got back into my old algorithm, which is that's a whole nother thing, but But for some reason, a midget porn popped up. I've never seen, and I'm 47. I've never seen midget porn. I've seen little people dwarf. I'm sorry, but I've never seen that. I mean, I've seen like maybe one naked, like girl in a thumbnail or something, but not the actual porn. And it was these two dudes, and it was in Spanish. And the dudes was like normal size, and the girl, she was a little person or whatever. And then I'm watching, but more of curiosity, not like a ooh. But I am jacking off. but I know there's a different scene coming. I just want to. I'm like, hey, let's check this out. I only got like 2 seconds here, 3 seconds here. I kept skipping, and then I was like, okay, I can't because there's so little that it was.
It's bizarre, yeah.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
I'm not gonna say what it is.
It's also if it's a spit roast, are their dicks touching?
Well, she clearly had a finite amount of veg, and the gentleman had a surplus. But just the size, I was like, this is Epstein-y. Like this is gross, dude. Like I was like, I can't get my brain. It was just gross, dude. I'm like, if y'all better keep showing this bitch's big ass forehead, so I know that. See, it's her forehead. It's not a. It's at least 35. Dude, it was just the legs, and I was like, no.
Yeah, it's the little legs there.
Oh God, dude, it was jarring. Okay, all right, we never had it, but we might have to. Well, we're past 15 minutes in. The gods won't flag us for that. God knows this country runs on.
I can't wait to write the description for this. Of like, we explain types of therapy.
John relapsed on porn, found a new category, and then found out, that little people look like little people.
This is what mental illness looks like.
That's what it sounds like. Oh God. I don't know, man. But yeah, the thing that girl was saying, she was like, that's one of the first things you could do is just say that I'm safe. And you'll literally, your brain will start getting to that point of believing you're safe. And that makes you to that next step of doing bold things and it doesn't even have to be bold, putting a foot in front of the other.
That's a lot of what they're kind of telling you with the parts work thing is like, because a lot of talk to those parts and tell them they're safe. And
lay that foundation so you feel safe, so you can do the work. Because that's why it's so much tension now. It's hard to do the work because you don't feel.
Yeah, and if you like, you can kind of map it. Like they tell you how to map it out and like give them distinct. Like you can name them and shit. You don't have to go that far into it, but yeah, it's so weird. But it is a council.
Sure. Yeah, it's this shit is work, man. I don't know. Is this gonna be like? Are we ever gonna get there? Are we gonna be like 65 years old? Like, did you know that?
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's like anything else. There's no there. You're always gonna be fine.
I mean, I hope like being kind of healthy wise, but it doesn't. They really bummed me out. I was watching a therapist, like a 25-year veteran of a real psychologist.
Yeah.
He was like doing an interview on some podcast, and it was like not like Joe Rogan or something. It was like
I like how everybody has to do. Yeah, it wasn't no fucking.
Yeah.
You one of those guys. One of those.
They were serious people, and but he was like,
so Shane Gillis. I like how he's like the The good one. He's the smart one.
Yeah.
No comment.
So he was like,
podcast.
yeah, I can't. I have to go to Austin too much to talk a lot of shit.
Hey man, you're fucking roast battle. We just roasting. Free speech. Ain't that what the whole thing was about? I just said midget. I'm on your side. I'm not on your side, and I shouldn't have said midget.
This psychologist bummed me out because he, I mean, not completely, but he was talking about like he has like his own like other method or whatever for CPTSD, but he was saying like those triggers and like things where you can get like depressed for like a straight week or longer. He was like, I still get them, but I've taken them from 3 days to like a half hour of like working down to it. But that's like,
so he went from feeling those feelings of sadness, from feeling them from a matter of a few days to just condensing it to like
or like
so it still comes, but you just learn how to manage it, and it doesn't like sit there and linger with you.
Yeah, well, I mean, if if something happens, like there's a normal amount of sadness, like you're gonna have, but the like cortisol, at like the stress hormone, and all the whole like full body like triggering kind of thing that happens, you can make it shorter.
Yeah,
well, and that's good. I
just had something like
I was like, that still sounds like it sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, from 3 days to 30 minutes is pretty good, Like I just had something recently happen to where somebody I had parted ways with. I saw them, and it was like really good to see them, But then it sucked because they were gone again, and then and then it was just like, I was just thinking about that, and it was just like,
sometimes
like it's
it's like an alcoholic trying to have one beer.
Yeah. So like me trying to have a beer. Who can have one beer? I don't like your analogy, Chris. Are you a cigarette relic? You smoked 2 cigarettes since I've been here. I bought 3 tiny bottles of vodka on my way.
I'm not. There's no judgment. I'm just saying.
That's even worse. Judge me.
A recovered alcoholic taking a drink.
There you go. No, I know what you mean. It's just, but no, it's just something, man. Because you'll think you have certain feelings managed, and then triggered, and then there you go again. There's the tuning fork fucking shaking, and you don't know when it's gonna fucking stop.
Yeah.
But it's anxiety and sadness. Man, I've been fucking anxious this week. I had something else happen I don't really want to get into. I'm okay, but like 2026 has been 2026, and dude, Jesus fucking Christ, man, this has been a year. But I am staying in abundance. I'm staying in a positive mindset, but the anxiety doesn't go away. Cause I'm already anxious. I'm idling at 7 as it is. So any little thing is, that's be too close to my head can ruin my day. What are you doing? So I'm already up here, but I'm staying positive in abundance, and somebody gave me some good advice too. I was had hilarities this weekend, opening up for the hilarious Billy Gardell, and he was super nice. We were talking backstage, and he was saying, and we were just talking about that, and he was like, dude, a lot of people are going through a lot. He was like, it ain't just you. It's like, this is a stressful time for a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, even people I know who are doing okay financially, it's still just everybody's going through something, you know what I mean? But he was like, just remember, you know what I mean? There's another side of that coin too, and just as quickly as it flipped this way, it can flip this way. So I'm staying in that mindset, you know what I mean? And it's true. I mean, I've been waiting for some money to come in the mail, and I'll check the mail today, and it wasn't there, and I'm just like, when is this shit gonna come? And I went to leave my house, and it was a letter slid under my door, and I opened it, and it was the check. So I don't know if it got put in somebody's mailbox by mistake, or if I dropped it or something. But you know what I mean? So as shitty as that was, that I could have lost that, it's also great that somebody, you know what I mean? So it was so there's that, you know.
I would say I had 4 or 5 good moods this week.
Look at that.
upwards, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
5 tops, but it's 5 more than I've had.
And were they just
year.
Organic, like joy? Were you doing some dopamine seeking? Was it
no.
I mean, in a way, we're always getting dopamine seeking.
No, I had a good time today, like doing the golf thing. It's just been stuff I've been doing. We had a good roast battle show yesterday.
That's awesome. Where were you guys at?
Forest City.
Nice.
Spotlight was fun too this week. The open mic I run.
Dude, since for whatever reason I'll be available Tuesday. I gotta stop by because I was wondering what was going on, and I ended up going to Winchester because I was like, what mics are Tuesday? Because I haven't been out during the week in a while.
Yeah, Spotlight is
what time are you?
8.
Dope. Yeah, you'll be seeing my face.
Yeah, it's there's shows on Tuesdays that have like bucket spots and stuff like that, but Spotlight is like one of the lingering show up go up open mics. I think there's a couple that I haven't been to that I would probably forget to name and somebody would be mad, but there's I LVT.
Almost went back to LVT. I haven't been there in years. I almost went there Wednesday.
I can't do it anymore.
I had some at Tailgaters, and I was Brian Sternick, local comic, runs henceforth with David Horning, very good producers, good comic. But he was like he hadn't been in a while either, because I was like, are we too late for LVT? He was like, no, we could probably hit that, but he was like, I haven't been in a while, so I can't tell you how it is. So yeah, we're kind of talking shop here, but if you're in the comedy world,
Yeah, sometimes that's what it's gonna be.
Well, that's the
part
thing,
of our mental health.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, comedy's my therapy, which it's not, but in a way, certain things that I'm starting to implement and do now, in a way, is helping me just because it's making me be disciplined. So it's not so much that it's the catharsis through the comedy. It's the, okay, at this time you have to do this. This time you do, this is your clip thing. Now you have to write. I just can't, because I just liked it to come to me, and it's like all right, well,
you have
10
to
more
have
years, John, and then maybe while you're just waiting for this perfect set to vibe its way through you. So
you have to have, if you're aiming for healthy mental health, you got to have things that you're focused on, and you have to have a life too.
Yeah, healthy habits. So, I got some stuff I'm gonna be doing this week, trying to give my life a little more structure. I will say this, America, I'm gonna take a hero's journey amount of mushrooms on a Monday. So I'll let you know how that went. Again, this is we don't do this at home. None of this is. I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but I kind of need to talk to this God fella.
If you
and not like going to the upper room, like on this plane.
If you've been watching this show and you think this is an advice podcast,
okay, I don't.
I will.
Okay, all right. I said the M word and the K word.
I will have to bleep that out.
Have been thrown today. Can always do a see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, mark that time stamp.
Just when we took the NSFW off. Oh my god. Yeah, this is another thing that I keep seeing is somebody was saying sometimes the healing you feel like crap at first, just because sometimes, whether it be a loneliness or an emptiness or just, you know what I mean, and that in a weird way gave me comfort because I've been feeling.
Yeah.
But it's, and not necessarily, I mean, this could be confirmation bias too. Me just want to seek the answers that I want to hear. But that was comforting in a way to where, even though there's an uncomfortability in where I've been in trying to just seek out motivations of why I do things, a better mind state and just a better mental health, even though I feel shitty, part of the reason I feel shitty is, it's like, it's those first workouts when you haven't worked out in a while. It's like,
yeah.
This hurts, but it's because you're moving.
Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah. It's like anal. It's a good pain.
It's a pain, but it's your pain.
Yeah.
It's an earned pain.
And one of the biggest things I keep coming back to, that I keep reading and seeing and hearing, which I am working on, speaking of the, like, smoking and drinking thing, is just the ability to sit with yourself. That just keeps coming back to me because I was just regulating myself through all this external stuff. Drink here, smoke here. I'm a foodie. Hey, you know what I mean? Hey, young lady, let me emotionally regulate myself through you. And I'm not doing that. I'm just being a nice guy who I just like to cuddle. No, you can't be in a room by yourself, Jeff.
That's all that subconscious, like that nervous system thing. Like it's just literally a part of your brain that runs your needs and shit. And it lies to you about what your motivation is and stuff. It does whatever it has to make that little boy, the little idiot inside of you to feel better.
I told you, like, you were like all the different people. I see all these shadows. First person I saw is Lil Jon. Looking up with those eyes. There he is.
When I started reading about, like, and was like, I'm gonna do this. This is the one I'm gonna try. I took out pictures of myself as like from different ages, and they're on my dresser. And I talked to them.
Fuck, dude. Ugh.
They're cool.
Right. Dude, I was up last night and I was kind of going, sometimes I'll let myself do a self-loathing thing. This might get TMI, so fucking fast forward. Fuck you, imaginary person I'm cussing at. But I was up and I'm like smoking some weed and having a drink, and I'm just to myself. And just like, I was just thinking about like just self-loathing and how I'm just sick of losing. So I used to like have this is corny. I don't care. I used to have like all these different Marvel clips that I like, but one of them was the Thanos speech of like, I know what it's like to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I'm go from that to then I'm playing all this just different stuff of just how I'm a child. Another scene that was good too was when Rocket Raccoon is talking to Thor, and Thor was just talking about how just all the people he's lost and stuff. But I'm trying to keep myself like up here so I don't really sink into it, but I'm trying to introduce it through this corny medium of movies so I could at least touch those.
Yeah.
Since I was already in it and with the anxiety and stuff, I just wanted to touch those feelings. So then I put on my my earphones and I'm like, okay, well, I had them on, but I was like, I'm gonna put on some music. I'm gonna get out of this. And I never do shuffle because I don't like shuffle because I'm a control freak and I hate whatever the shit surprised me. But my algorithm has gotten really good. And one of my favorite albums, Mental Health, Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. It came out in 2022, I believe, but it's a whole mental health double album. It's a tremendous good album. But there's a song towards the end called Mother I Sober, and it's just about sexual abuse and shit like that, and just all this. But just long story short, like I just had all this shit, and then after that, there's some other song, and then so I'm sitting at home in the windowsill at 4 a.m. with a blunt in my hand, fucking crying, and I'm just like, I can't take this. It's been like such a and sometimes I judge that because I'm like, yes, I'm self-loathing. Yes, I'm making myself listen to the sad songs, but I kind of needed to purge a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we won't be doing this days in a row, but at the same time, because that was the other thing. You ever have that? This this is weird. This happens when I stop drinking and smoking. Every time, like I'll have like my sober stints, or I try to get healthy and all this other stuff. Uh, I remember I was telling somebody, I was like, I noticed when I quit everything, like I cry really easy.
Yes.
And so saying all that to say, sometimes I don't realize how much I'm like
suppressing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's what happened yesterday. I was just kind of whatever, and then I see this Thanos clip, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, I know how to lose. That's all I do is lose. I got set off, dude.
Yeah, I've definitely, even high sometimes, if I'm like too high sometimes, and it'll be something ridiculous like that, and it just like sneaks out.
Oh, yeah.
It just like, yeah. Even if you're watching Thanos on purpose, it's still like, yeah, it just fucking bubbles up for some reason.
Dude, that's a good.
For
thing.
me,
I
it's
watch
like
that with Rocky Raccoon and Thor.
My corny thing is it'll come out in like, there's like a couple of Doctor Who clips where he's like making these speeches, and like he backs down an army, just being like kind of a badass speech of like
magnanimous,
yeah, and that'll do it. Where it's like the opposite, where I'm like, that's inspiring, then I'm like that part sneaks out and is like, we're gonna take this this window of crying, and we're gonna really jump into this other part's window.
It's I'm trying to be mindful and just aware of when to try to get it out, and when you're just self-loathing, John, when you're sitting in the shit, you know what I mean?
From my reading and internet travels, they say pick a time, like for just to give it like a half hour or something.
I do crave routine.
Like schedule it.
10 o'clock, time to go cry.
Yeah. Or to have, to think, if you're ruminating,
thoughts,
like just pack it up, and it's not that easy, but try to pack it up and go like, all right, we'll think about that at like from 4 to 4:15.
It's weird how you get like when I got told like bad news, like I remember when my uncle died. He was like my brother. We were all the same age, and so he passed when he was 40. It's like 7 years ago now. Wow. And I had a day off. I'm at home by myself. This is when I still was with my ex, but she was gone. And day off, I had just got some food together. I just smoked a joint, and then I was about to sit down and watch The Matrix. I hadn't seen it in a while. I'm like, just go nerd it up. And then my cousin called me and told me. And then I'm just sitting there by myself, high, with the food there. I'm not hungry anymore, and The Matrix is right there. And I was just, oh.
Yeah.
Or like, I remember when I was at work, and my sister had hit me up. She called me, and I text her, I'm at work. What is it? Text me. And then she texts me, call me. So I went in the basement at work. That's where the bathrooms are, because God forbid we use the bathroom with the whites. No. That's not a good one there. But and so, then she told me that my dad was dead, and so then I had to go back, bartending like you're on, you know what I mean? And then I'm just processing, and I'm just like, but I'm not like a crier like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with both, I didn't immediately cry like that. You're just stunned. But being at work, I didn't realize like how much, because I'm like trying to, but then towards the end, I'm just thinking about stuff, and I couldn't get out of it. I was getting claustrophobic. Like, I can't get out of this reality. Like, get off me,
Yeah.
And then this girl on the service, she looked at me. She's like, "You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." And I just went home. And I don't even remember what happened. I didn't. I was with somebody at the time, And it took me a few days to tell her, and she was very upset with me because of that. And I told her I was like, I wasn't trying to be like that, but I couldn't even say it.
Yeah, saying it out loud is when it. Yeah.
And the thing about it too is like, and I don't want to get super man woman with this, you know what I mean, or nor like say something about somebody who's not here. But one of the things that used to happen with some conversations that me and her would have is sometimes she would be, express some not necessarily anger, but just whatever. I wish you could come to me. I wish you could tell me. And I would be like, look, like I know that's what women like. You all like, that's why the classic like, how was your day? Is a half-hour conversation for a woman and just let her talk. But I'm like, for guys, but I can speak in particularly for me. That's not how I am. When I and maybe this could be toxic, but like for me telling you I'm just going through it again. I'm not laying it at the door and feeling better after this. I'm just going through it again. So and on top of that, and okay, this might sound misogynistic, but like if you're a man in a heteronormative relationship, you can't comfort me in that way. You know what I mean? So me telling you this isn't going to help me. And on top of that, I mean, okay, this might turn into the misogynist podcast, but like on top of that is like, if you're a man who constantly tells his woman about his problems, that woman is not going to like you after a while. That's just been my experience. That it dries pussy up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that's what, and that's the weird
thing.
But I think,
that goes both ways.
And yeah, that's true. That it's counterintuitive.
I don't want to hear it after a certain point either.
Shut the fuck up. but it's one of those things where, and I get it because they're coming from a good place. This person was coming from a good place and wanting to hear it. But I'm like, if you're you don't want to hear that trauma dump, because then you won't even be able to look at me as being this person to be safe around. If I will constantly in emotional distress.
Once again, pull the scope out to just people.
Yeah. I don't have to keep making it misogynist.
You shouldn't pressure people to talk if they don't want to.
There you go. Look at you.
Ding ding.
You can tell who's been really doing the therapy and who's been on YouTube.
Oh, because you know what's happening is a lot of the stuff you say about women, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, I do that. So I'm like, no, I don't
I
think.
Met Your Father podcast. No, but I've had to reflect like that too. You know what I mean?
I can't shut up about what I'm going through, and it's one of my like, it becomes where like I manage it reasonably most of the time, but not always. And yeah, I'm somebody that just wants to be like, you take it.
I've had a couple things used against me in my past. I had an ex-girlfriend a while ago read my diary. And so there's a couple things that happened that made me like kind of like, and I'm never opening up to any of you again. The rest of you will suffer.
No,
I already had
I will say
issues.
In a certain way, it's the same thing. As much as I'm like talking about things, I do talk around certain things, or I just get, if it's something I've had to talk about before, like if it's like an issue or something that was shitty they did, like I get like more angry each time of like.
Well, yeah, because after I recently went through that, because after a while, it's not even so much what you're bringing up; it's the principle. It's that you're not listening to me, and you don't respect me enough to even see this as a concern for me.
Yeah, and I think the healthy boundary there, is if you have the same conversation a bunch of times, you just probably should dip.
Yeah, walk away. Yeah. What the fuck, dude? What's this? America, I got 2 new pillows because I got a new bed a couple months ago, and my pillows are already falling apart, and my my coarse African American hair is pulling the threads out. Reminds me of a racist joke this dude told me when I was younger.
Always end on racism.
Hey, that's where it always starts. Do re mi fa sol la ti do. It will end up back there, whether you want it to or not.
You got anything coming up?
Yeah, we've got the Crowbar Third Thursdays, which is August 20th. So that's been a good time. 9:00. We'll just be closing out the year big. Yeah. Squire's coming through. Strength, Bruton, Andre on. Maybe a special guest. I've been having live music. We got food and drinks. So that's gonna be a good time. And to be announced other stuff, but definitely third Thursday, Crowbar. Check that out, and it's free. Longer sets, just a handful of comics, so you're not throwing a bunch of people at you. Just 4 to 5 comics doing a nice long set and some live music in a cool venue. So yeah,
awesome. It's fun. I've done it.
Yeah. And anytime you want to fucking show up, if you guys are bored, want to hang out,
we have roast battle.
Oh fucking A, yeah.
This week, yeah, it's you. Yeah, that fell on the same day last month.
Yeah, Thursdays have become a little bit crowded. That used to be like the sweet spot day, but now everybody's doing something on a Thursday. But I do this once a month, so I try not to cannibalize stuff too much. But
I got roast battle at Happy Dog Thursday night, and Friday night I'm in Nashville for roast battle Nashville.
That's dope.
I'm going with the fattest comic in the Midwest, perhaps the world. We have to find out. Dave Heron. We're driving down like early Friday morning.
Dude.
I can't wait. We're coming back like Saturday.
Okay.
But we're not. I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything scheduled Saturday, so we're gonna take our time getting back and hit a Buc-ee's.
What is Nashville? Is that like what, 8-9 hours? 10?
9.
Yeah. The funny thing about Dave is he's a big fat guy. It's we all talk about it. He doesn't feel bad that he was showing me his he's got a wristband on that his doctor wanted him to wear to monitor everything, and he was showing me how high his health points are on it. He's convinced he's like the healthiest man alive.
I mean, at that point, willpower. The
he was like,
effect.
I got the science right here. But no, we were talking about like the day we were coming back, and I was like, yeah, if there's like landmarks or something you want to hit on the way back, I'm not in a hurry to get home. We can take our time coming, back through there. And I'm thinking like, roadside attractions, things like that. And he texted me today, and he's like, are you curious about Buc-ee's at all?
I was just about to say, did he hit you with Buc-ee's?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was going to say that in joking. Aren't we getting our first one here? Like in Columbus or somewhere?
I don't know.
I just saw something like that.
It's like Sheets, basically. We have Sheets in these parts, up this way.
Oh, the Buc-ee's beehive is going to come after you. It's like Sheets. My ass.
I said that to Dave, and he's like, "No, it's like Sheets on steroids."
Yeah, it's like if Sheets was Walmart, dude. Like, yeah, that place is huge. Yeah, I've never been, but I go down YouTube rabbit holes, and Texas people are, vegans in the way of wanting to tell you everything about what they're doing.
Yeah, he said there's one somewhere along in our path, but
that's awesome. Well, you gotta take pictures, man.
Yeah, I want to take a picture of Dave and then
mostly of him just being like
one of those giant rocking chairs, but it's just gonna look like a normal chair.
Nice. Now for scale, somebody else get in the frame.
Yeah, put a Coke can next to him. TV remote.
Like that one when you're watching Shaquille O'Neal drink a bottle of water, and he's like,
They had I met Wee Man at not Wee Man, fucking little mini me.
Vern Troyer.
Vern Troyer. We saw him once. I took the kids to like it was like an auto show or something, and Vern Troyer was there, and he was signing pictures of him standing next to Shaq's shoe with his like elbow propped up on it.
Holy shit! Yeah, Vern's no longer with us, America.
Well, that's gonna be the podcast for the week. Check out Crowbar, third Thursdays.
Thank you guys. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback too. So thank y'all. Just keep like and sharing. Subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and follow us in our other endeavors through the comedy roast battle and my own comedy I do. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah. See you next week.